I remember when we discovered the Salmo Hornet, it was probably, goodness, 2005, 2006. It was pretty small bait. And it wasn't really the prototypical walleye lure in the sense it was just kind of a fat, squatty bait with a different build design, really high action. It was really a little bait. And one of the things that we discovered is that, especially pulling these lures behind lead core, where you can put these small, tiny baits at any depth of water, is that so often, these walleyes are feeding on just small, tiny, young of the year bait fish. I mean, sometimes you walk down the dock and you just clouds of these tiny little minnows, or you'll catch walleyes just packed full of tiny little minnows. Obviously, you have young of the year sheephead, young of the year crappies, young of the year bluegills, young of the year perch. There's a lot of bait fish that walleyes key on that have that wider, fatter profile. Which that wider build design, the lure just had a high action, so the lure fished a lot bigger than it is. And you'll feel that lure, that tiny little lure, you'll feel that on the rod tip. It'll just have this intense vibration. That being said, big fish love to eat small, young of the year bait fish. Basically all walleyes love to eat young of the year bait fish, but one thing that you'll see when you're using a little tiny bait like this is a small bait, small treble hooks. And sometimes what can happen is, you imagine a 7-pound walleye can just swallow these baits and just spit them out like it's like a little snack. And so one thing I like to do, especially if I'm targeting big fish, is I'll take both treble hooks off, these little number 4.5 Hornets, take both treble hooks off and just put a lot bigger hook on the back end. If I'm trying to target big fish, I'm talking 7-pound walleyes and bigger, I'll replace both treble hooks and I'll put that big wide gap treble hook on the back, and you get them on that keeps them pinned up. And so one thing that I find is that big treble hook is the same weight or mass as what both of those treble hooks were. It doesn't seem to really affect the action at all. But that's just a little tip. You can use these tiny little lures to catch big fish, but you can make them even more effective for catching big fish by putting that big meat hook on the back. Now, if you're just trying to target eaters, just average sized walleyes, just use them the way they come. But if you're trying to target that big walleye, that 10-pound plus fish, put that big old meat hook on the back, and that'll keep them pinned up a lot better.